Hello, dear friends. I have been passionate about this topic all my life, but there are different versions of it. Opinion piece, Prison Planet, Implant System, Parallel Versions, Inescapable Wells, Merging Two Realms, Creating Heaven on Earth, the Markab Confederation. Let's start. The Earth would be a prison planet where individuals, groups, and fragmented societies are held and kept imprisoned life after life through a system of implants. An implant is a painful means of overwhelming a being with artificial devices or false concepts in a malicious attempt to control or suppress it according to Orpheus. In this context, Earth could be considered a prison planet in the sense that humans are confined here, living life after life, and that their violent behavior is the result of a condition imposed by their supposed creators from other worlds. The prison planet concept suggests that humans were not originally from Earth, but were placed here by beings from other worlds. This theory was proposed by Dr. Ellie Silver in his book Humans Are Not from Earth, a scientific assessment of the evidence. He posits that humans are a very violent species and were placed on Earth by visitors from the stars tens of thousands of years ago. Argument: when a galactic civilization is defeated by another attacking civilization, it is difficult to prevent the defeated from reincarnating in the bodies of the attacking civilization itself. To defeat a civilization, the method of conquering is vital space or territory is used. And after killing the defeated, subjected them to implantation to erase their memories and give them different purposes, placing them on overpopulated planets and said defeated civilization, being subject to the cycle of being born, dying, living in the medial state between lives, and being born again in the same place with the same limitations. In this way, a culture dissolves when it mixes with different ones. In our long history as spiritual beings, we have often wanted to control each other. There have been many efforts to prevent people from doing various things. This was sometimes done to make people good and loyal, and other times it was done simply to make slaves. This universe is normally made with electronic waves in order to give an impact to the orders or commands that are implemented. These implants include complex patterns, false images, and other various deceptions filled with incorrect dates and misleading stories. But old water doesn't move the mill, and we should not give too much importance to these things since they are old and the force of these orders is as weak as that of a commercial advertisement. If you are upset now, it is because of your own effort to implant other people to make them good, obedient, or slaves, depending on each case. We have acted like this thinking that this was the solution to improve society or the means to become powerful or successful. But it takes a hard karmic toll. Stories. Also, in the Star Wars universe, the prison planet was a superweapon developed by the Galactic Republic during the Cold War against the Sith Empire. This term is also used in popular culture, as seen in videos discussing prison planets with highlights which highlights the idea of inescapable worlds or prison planets. The Chronicles of Riddick describe a prison planet called Crematoria, an infamous penal colony reserved only for the most dangerous criminals. The surface of the planet is uninhabitable due to uninhabitable due to the extreme weather conditions of 371 degrees Celsius during the day and mm, minus 184 degrees Celsius below zero at night, which makes it a prison from which it is almost impossible to escape. Conquest. According to the teachings of the Church of Scientology, Earth would be a prison planet used by the Markab Confederation, a very ancient civilization made up of several planets and close to the star Markab, which, due to natural disasters, developed very sophisticated electronic technology to free themselves from such catastrophes. With such technology, a limitless conquest and expansion begins in this galaxy until it manages to gain control of two-thirds of it, removing power from the old Galactic Confederation. The ascent in power began with the assimilation of fragments of civilization some 200,000 years ago. In the last 10,000 years, this civilization developed the high-tech consumer industry in which you can see aircraft and vehicles of all types, extreme computing, etc. According to this account, Western culture would be a spectacular dramatization of the Markabian experience. People say that the capital of the Confederation would be one of the tail stars of the Big Dipper, probably Alkaid, star located 108 light years away from Earth. The Maccabians used to rule Earth at some point in the past, but lost control due to the war losses and other things. It is also said that the Markabians have a very harsh political system, and that the Markab Confederation invented the income tax as a means of punishment, imposing the death penalty for making even the slightest mistake in the income tax return. The Markabians also appear to have been socialists, with some totalitarian form of planned economy. It is also said that they like motor racing and that they have cars generated by turbines and travel at about 443 kilometers per hour, and that the roads are mined and the stands are leaded. The tracks were deliberately designed to be as dangerous as possible, as death was common, but race participants could be revived thanks to that civilization's medical capabilities. Implants. Ron Hubbard stated that the Markab Confederacy was using Earth as a prison planet. When a person dies or drops the body, his thetan or spirit is dragged to an implant station or reporting station, where he is subject to brainwashing and reincarnation. In his opinion, the last implant station was established in the Pyrenees. It is said that all Scientologists who achieve operational thetan status avoid this fate. But according to Orpheus, the Church of Scientology has hidden the fact that its interests and sympathies would be closer to the former Galactic Confederation, and all its efforts to prepare people with spiritual abilities would be to serve such opposition interests both politically and militarily. Quote, an alien race, the Markab, exists in the fictional universe of Babylon 5, space opera television series created by writer and producer Michael Straczynski under the Babylonian Productions banner in association with Warner Bros. PrisonPlanet.com is a website operated by Alex Jones. David Icke also talks about the Prison Planet. The Prison Planet is one of the main settings of the Canadian television series Shadow Raiders. Salusa Secundus is a fictional planet in the Dune universe, designated as an imperial prison planet. Prison Planet is a 2008 album by the East Coast Avengers. Escape from the Prison Planet is a song by Glatt. Prison Planet Records is a record label operated by members of the band supergroup. The Washington Post cited, in quotes, an invasion fleet deployed from the Markab Confederation in a report on John Travolta. A 2006 article in the Rolling Stone called Inside Scientology described the Markab Confederacy as an invading force. It said it was an extensive galactic civilization more than 2,000 years old, like a duplicate of Western civilization. On this basis, the Internet group Anonymous has created art based on Markup as part of its activism with the Chanology Project, a protest movement against the practices of the Church of Scientology. The project was initiated in response to the Church's attempt to remove material from the Internet from a highly publicized interview with Scientologist Tom Cruise in January 2008. Release. According to Daniel Scranton, you are taking your spirituality very seriously, and many of you are separating the spiritual from the material. And you do so because you can feel the traps of physical reality calling you to it. You may remember hedonistic lives in which everything revolved around the pleasures of the flesh, wealth and power, and you seek to avoid those traps to such an extent that you tend more towards the life of the renunciate. And you seek to have spiritual experiences in very specific places, in places that were designed to create the energy necessary to give you a spiritual experience. However, we want everyone to recognize that they can have a spiritual experience while eating lunch, while going for a walk, and even while showering, bathing, or brushing their teeth. The time you are living in now is a time in which those lines of separation are blurred. It is a time to infuse more of the spiritual, the non-physical into the physical and the material. It's time to stop seeing them as separate. It's time to see and fully recognize that all is love and all is of the divine. It is also important that more New Age people recognize that you are where you are supposed to be and that you are having the experiences you are supposed to have. You have not done bad at all. You have not trapped, and Earth is not a prison planet, in his opinion. You don't have to be here, neither because of your karma nor because of your contracts. You are here because you want to be here at the soul level, and you will understand this when you raise your consciousness to the perception of your soul. You will know it in a very visceral way. You will stop begging your helpers, your guides, and your higher self to get you off this rock. You will recognize that the opportunities that present themselves as challenges are there to show you that you are a source of energy. They are not here to make you expand your desire to escape reality, whether through drugs or a spaceship. You must engage with the reality that is before you as the being that you are from the divine source, and you must see everything as a source of energy as well. And that's the best of both worlds. That is the best of all worlds, and that is why you wanted to incarnate on planet Earth. It's because the Earth is providing the best opportunity to have that experience in a new way, in a way you have never had before. Therefore, you are there to be pioneers and show the way. You are there to take the consciousness of humankind beyond where it has been before. And you are there to be one of those who initiates the combination, the fusion of the two realms, to create heaven on earth. Curious. Egyptians performed brain surgery from 4,000 years ago, according to a skeleton discovered. Newly found drawings in Pompeii suggest that children watched brutal gladiator fights. A Chinese spacecraft lands on the far side of the moon to collect rocks amid growing space rivalry with the US. The next generation of the Internet of Bodies could mesh technology and human bodies. The world's first bioprocessor uses 16 human brain organoids for a million times less energy consumption than a digital chip. The Swiss startup claims its neural platform is a first for biocomputing. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.